With the allopathic medicine, we have a strong concern about these adverse effects. Both esketamine, allopathic and homeopathic, could helping our brain to adapt for healthier connections. So we hope that in the future, both regimes could be considered for clinical trials in the treatment for substance use disorders.
Hello, dear friends, homeopaths. This is Barbara Liberowicz, Homeo Sapiens. My guest today is a nice young man, Murilo Fontoura from Brazil, at the moment in Milan.
Yes, hello everyone. It's nice to meet you, all of you guys. I'd like to start sincerely thank you for inviting me for this conversation today.
Okay, Murilo, we met at the GIRI conference and you presented a quite interesting study. And I would like to ask you some questions about the study, but please promise not to use any slides.
I am pharmacist. I have master's degree in pharmacology, and at the moment I am doing my PhD in pharmacology. I am from Brazil at Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, where I am part of the Pharmatox laboratory, which is supervised by Professor Marilise Escobar-Burger. My research focuses on understanding how mental and behavioral disorders do psychoactive use substances like opioids can induce some change in our brain, and how we can maybe reverse or prevent these effects using also esketamine allopathic, but to the homeopathic esketamine. I have always read some many articles, scientific articles related to esketamine and its benefits. So I proposed to my advisor in Brazil, Professor Marilise Escobar-Burger, that I work with this molecule during my PhD, and she agreed with this. And given her strong interest in the homeopathy medicine, she suggested that we also use this molecule in a way that ultra high dilution, so we could compare these effects of the allopathic and the homeopathic esketamine.
The aim of your research was mainly to establish what is the influence of opioids on the central nervous system. And for that, you used poor rats.
So in my work, we use an experimental model to simulate this condition, which is drug addiction process. So we use a test called by conditioned place preference. This is a behavioral procedure based on environment cues used to assess drug-induced reward.
But what was the reason to give esketamine to these rats?
Because esketamine already shows in clinical and also in preclinical studies that this molecule can promote a better neuroplasticity, which basically corresponds like the brain's ability to reorganize itself.
In the study, you used, as I can understand, you used esketamine with two dosage regimes. And what was innovative about the study was you used esketamine in homeopathic dilutions.
With the allopathic medicine, we have this strong concern about these adverse effects. So our idea here is investigate if the homeopathic esketamine ultra high dilution as a strategy to potentially reduce the toxicity.
And what was the potency of esketamine?
We use in the 12C and also in the 30C. We are studying the nucleus accumbens of these animals because this brain region is related to mesolimbic pathway. So this part of our brain, it's commonly linked to pleasure and also the potential of abuse from these drugs. So we are investigating some proteins and genes in these nucleus accumbens of these animals.
Let's make it clear. So there were four types of interventions. One was placebo, one was homeopathic dilution of esketamine, and two other were esketamine in allopathic dosage with two different regimens.
Yes, we have the allopathic esketamine as an acute and a subchronic treatment, and also we use the homeopathic esketamine in the 12C and 30C potency. So as a result, basically, we are at the moment evaluating better these results to discuss. I didn't do this part 100% with my advisor in Brazil, but basically we are seeing that the both regimes, both approaches are able to or reducing or increasing some genes that are related to promoting some kind of neuroplasticity in your brain. It's when the brain can change and learn new things and not being fixed on the drug addiction process.
I understand that the allopathic regimen of esketamine was comparable to homeopathic diluted esketamine.
Yes.
And this homeopathic dilutions were free from side effects of allopathic concentrations of esketamine.
Yes, you are right. Actually, we evaluate a lot of targets, molecular targets. So there is some targets that, yes, the allopathic and homeopathic esketamine are the same. So they, for example, increasing some target, which is related as a benefit to our central nervous system. But of course, there is another target that, for example, esketamine allopathic can get better, but homeopathic no. But right now we are focused and discuss this correlation, this comparison of these both approaches.
Was homeopathic esketamine as effective as allopathic regimen of esketamine?
As a behavioral part, yes, the esketamine, allopathic, and homeopathic are the same. And basically, as the molecular part, yes, the esketamine ultra high dilution was comparable with the allopathic esketamine.
What do you think are broader implications from this study?
In the end, I guess that the goal is contribute to development of more effective treatments to this condition, because at the moment we don't have any treatment 100% efficient to treat this condition. So our results for now are suggesting that both esketamine, allopathic, and homeopathic could helping our brain to adapt for healthier connections. So which these positive changes are beneficial to our central nervous system. So we hope that in the future both regimes could be considered for clinical trials in the treatment for substance use disorders.
In pharmacology we have many drugs with heavy side effects, and this is limitation for their application. Even if they are effective, we don't use them because of the side effects. So do you think we can apply this method to some other pharmacological substances?
It's complicated because as far as I know, this is the first study that we are publishing in the future using the homeopathic esketamine, but our model is on animals. So to put this in humans, I don't know if it right now is the exact moment because we have just two studies at this moment. So I don't think we can put these animals' results to humans yet. We need more investigation. But of course, if the people want to associate some drug with the homeopathic drugs, I think could be an option. And also, it's very important to highlight that until the moment we don't have any 100% effective treatment. The treatment that we have right now at the moment, like methadone and buprenorphine, they are just used to alleviate some withdrawal symptoms, they don't prevent the relapses. So here we are proposing a new strategy to maybe one day to treat the drug addiction. This is a model to reflecting the drug addiction in people, but we need to consider it that the pregnant woman do these things, especially in the United States. We have an opioid crisis with more than 40 people dying for overdoses by day. So this is a really problematic condition that we need to study. And actually, my master's and also my PhD was based on a previous work from a colleague in my laboratory, Pharmacological, who used a similar conditional place preference protocol, but he used the amphetamine. So in this study, my colleague used an isotherapy of amphetamine to treat the amphetamine addiction. And also he was able to show some promising behavioral and molecular results. So it was a bit crazy because I brought from Brazil the animals' brain samples frozen to analyze them in a laboratory of Milan. But next month I need to come back to Brazil to finish my research there. And I also have more 2 years to do it. So at the moment, just this. But I am really, really excited to work with homeopathic approaches because we need to do it for showing to the population in general that yes, these medicines can work some problems.